Michael Ileska's exposed and condemned by fans after taunting Angela Deem, 90 Day Fiancé. Star of 90 Day Fiancé, happily ever after? Michael Ilesanmi has always been the bad boy of the series. He's just been good at hiding it. Since his visa was confirmed, Michael has been making several jokes about Angela Deem. He was aware that he was no longer in need of Angela. It's possible that Michael prepared his escape from her Hazelhurst home for months beforehand. Michael did not decide on the spur of the moment to have his passport photos and a burner phone ready for identification. Michael was well aware of his actions and his destination. Ever since she met Michael, Angela's greatest concern has been that he was exploiting her in exchange for a green card. Her instinct told her what to do, but she disregarded it. Due to her avarice, Angela thought that Michael's arrival in the United States would result in additional seasons for her on the program. But because she revealed her plot a few weeks ahead of the Happily Ever After Season 8 premiere, Angela also jeopardized her chances of getting a role in the franchise and might have even lost her job. Even Angela is aware that it is too late for her to get her marriage to Michael annulled, despite her desire to do so. Michael is discussing his legal rights in the United States. Michael is confident that the American legal system will uphold his rights and that he won't be deported against Angela's wishes. On social media, Michael has been boasting about his legal privileges. He no longer fears Angela because he now has the wherewithal to obtain the greatest legal representation and ensure that he is not extradited. A video that Navigating Immigration in the United States produced and that Michael recently shared was directed at those who wished to send him back. In a live discussion about Michael's legal rights, Kelly Brown, star of 90 Day Fiancé, and blogger 90 Day Themlinatedway were joined by immigration attorney April Holloway. The legal expert concluded that once Michael immigrated to the United States, his ability to dwell there belonged to him alone, and that nobody, including Angela, had any control over his residency card. Since Michael is a legitimate immigrant, he is not required to stay in the marriage in order to keep his residency card. She also made it obvious where she stood, and when she gave her justification, everyone applauded. "You know why?" I asked, explaining that it's because slavery is not permitted in the United States and Dred Scott is no longer valid. Michael's 4th of July new family stunt made news. Michael has been rubbing his delight in Angela's face whenever he gets the chance, even though he isn't hesitant to show her all of his cards and tell her how he plans to beat her at her own game. Michael didn't want the police to notify Angela of his location when he first went missing. It was unclear where Michael was at the moment. He also omitted to mention his whereabouts during the Happily Ever After Tell-all video shoot, which took place after he arrived at his friend's house. But Michael was back on Instagram by May 2024. Michael's whereabouts appeared to be revealed in his images. Furthermore, when admirers approached Michael and requested to take a selfie with him, he didn't really turn them away. Michael's multiple public appearances attested to his Texas residency. Although some viewers had laughed at the reports, they had supposed that Michael was residing in the Kansas home of Code Blaze and Emily Bieberly. Although Michael regularly posts videos of himself with his friends on social media, he hasn't yet provided a house tour of his opulent new home. Michael shared a series of Instagram stories featuring his 4th of July celebrations, which caused Angela to become rather agitated. Along with his buddies, Michael commemorated Independence Day. It was his first July 4th in the United States, and he was at last free. Michael went to play soccer outside. He even captured video of his soccer squad relaxing after the game. Later, on a sweltering summer day, Michael sat down to a large supper with his pals and guzzled down glasses of cold cola. If Michael and Angela had stayed in Hazelhurst, he would never have had the opportunity to accomplish something like this, and he was telling her as much. Michael has joined a dubious WhatsApp group called Paradise Men. When Angela casually asked for Michael's phone to verify it, she discovered that he was a member of a dubious visa gang in Nigeria. Although Angela's desire to go into Michael's private conversations was rude, It also enabled her to learn some very frightening details about her spouse. Michael had been putting money into a savings account he called a piggy bank, claiming it would come in handy on a rainy day. Michael was saving money, which was money that Angela was giving him. Michael was unemployed when he was in Nigeria. It seems that Michael was conversing with those who were considering applying for a K-1 visa in his spare time. Even though his own K-1 visa had been denied, and it had taken 4 years for his spouse's visa to be approved, he was still giving out visa advice. The reason Michael was appointed admin of the Paradise Men WhatsApp group was most likely his celebrity. For Angela, the name raised a lot of red flags. Michael asserted that it was a men-only organization, but he had also connected with a lady named Cheetah. Undoubtedly, Michael was concealing something. Michael, after scamming, posed near an expensive car Angela. Because Michael was not deceiving or cheating on his wife, according to the private investigator Angela hired, he escaped detection. With the detective's assistance, Michael gained the confidence of the audience, who took on the moniker Team Michael. The crafty Michael held off on starting a fundraising drive until after the airing of this specific tell-all episode. After receiving criticism on Reddit and Instagram, he swiftly changed his request from fans for $50,000 to $25,000. Michael raised nearly $52,000 in a few of weeks. Thus, in some way, he had projected that he could easily make $50,000. He reached his $25,000 goal in 2 days, once the money began to come in from all across the world. Michael shared an Instagram story from a discount tire employee thanking him for coming into the store. Michael looked like he was about to buy a car and that he needed new tires. He kept what he was purchasing a secret. Not too long after, though, the 90-Day Fiancé page shared a photo of the 90-Day Fiancé, happily ever after, celebrity cruising around in a Mercedes. Subsequently, Michael stated that the car wasn't his, but rather a friend's.